This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'll take a look at Pool 3 of the Kentucky Derby Future Wager. Now, earlier today, I posted my latest Kentucky Derby report at the runawayhorse.com, and I posted that on my Kentucky Derby page. And that report includes the latest Derby news, points race recaps, updated point standings, and my exceptional 11 Derby contenders. Check out that article now at the runawayhorse.com, and I will include a link to that post in the description below. Now, in my last Kentucky Derby Future Wager video, I covered Pool 2, and I mentioned that journalism was worth a play in that pool. And since that video, he returned to win the Grade 2 Los Alamitos Futurity in December. Now, I'm covering all of the Derby points races on my YouTube channel, just like I do each year, along with the Kentucky Oaks. So keep checking for all of those handicapping videos each week. And now let's look at Pool 3, the Future Wager horses. Pool 3 will be run from Friday through Sunday, January 17th through 19th, and the pool will close at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. There are 40 betting interests, and I will break this video up into groups of 10 horses. The first 10 horses are on the screen now, and the most interesting horses in this group, number 2, Barnes. He's your 10-to-1 favorite in this race. He's the lowest individual betting interest. Actually, all other horses are 5-2, but he's the lowest individual horse at 10-to-1 odds for trainer Bob Baffert. $3.2 million son of Into Mischief, and Into Mischief, the sire, has a bunch of horses on the road to the Derby this year. And this horse, heavy favorite in his debut. They took him to Churchill Downs. He had a nice education run, running down on the inside, and he was able to get up and defeat Innovator late. And they took him back to California. He ran in the Grade 2 San Vicente second time out. He was the even money favorite. He pressed outside, took over, and he won by more than 5 lengths. So Barnes has nice cruising speed. He's going to stretch out in distance in a Kentucky Derby points race next time out. We'll see where he shows up next. Very promising. And just what you want to see, he ran faster second time out than he did in his debut. So he's one that has a lot of ability, a lot of raw ability, and we'll see how good Barnes will turn out to be. Number 3, Built. He's 30-1, and he dominated the Gun Runner Stakes last time out. Slow early, fast late Kentucky Derby points race. And Built is going to be running on January 18th as the morning line favorite in the Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes. And he'll have to overcome post 13, and most likely he won't be able to make the lead from out there. He's going to have to work out a different kind of trip. So we'll learn more about Built after the Lecomte Stakes, and if he runs well there, his 30-1 morning line will probably come down in this future wager pool. Bullard is number 4. He's 20-1. He won his first 2 starts, dominated, including the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes at 7 furlongs. Got a great setup going last to first in that 5-horse field. San Vicente, he was a flat third behind Barnes and Romanesque, 2 Bob Baffert trainees. And he's going to stretch out most likely next time. We're going to see if he can go a route of ground. $675,000 son of Gun Runner. So we'll learn more, and we'll find out if he's a Derby horse or if he's just a late running sprinter when he stretches out next time out. Chancellor McPatrick for trainer Chad Brown. He won 2 Grade 1 races last year, but then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he finished 6th of 10. No threat. He's a big closer, and he's one that after the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he came out of that race with a minor ankle injury. He had minor ankle surgery, and he also came out of that race with a quarter crack. So he's missed a lot of time. He hasn't worked out yet. They want to run him 2 times this year, in the Tampa Bay Derby in March and then the Bluegrass Stakes in April. So that's what Chad Brown has planned. He hopes that that works out and he can get back to the Kentucky Derby. He just missed the Derby last year with Sierra Leone. He'd like to get back. Chancellor McPatrick, we'll see if everything goes right for him, because if it doesn't, he's probably not going to make the Derby. Citizen Bull, your likely 2-year-old champion for trainer Bob Baffert, $675,000 son of Into Mischief. Back-to-back front-running wins in the Grade 1 American Pharoah, Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He controlled the pace in both of those races. He's supposed to kick off his 3-year-old campaign in the Robert Lewis Stakes. Now, Coal Battle, he's number 7. He's already won 2 Derby points races, the Springboard Mile, the Smarty Jones. In the Springboard Mile, he closed from the inside post to win that one. In the Smarty Jones, he set the pace from the outside post, and the pace was very slow in that Smarty Jones Stakes. and that was a slow race overall. So Coal Battle, he's going to have to run faster, but he's versatile, and he already has 2 Derby points race victories. So those are some of the interesting horses in the first group of 10 horses. Now we'll look at the next group of 10 horses. East Avenue, number 12, he's interesting for trainer Brendan Walsh, and he dominated his career debut. That was a dirt sprint at Ellis Park, and then he stretched out and he rolled in the Breeders' Futurity, another easy front-running win. Nice effort there, and that effort made him the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. But in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, stumbled badly at the start from that inside post, never got involved, so you're just going to have to draw a line through that one. He's back on the work tab at Fairgrounds, and East Avenue remains an interesting sort. We'll just have to see how he does in his 3-year-old first start as a 3-year-old after that very disappointing run in that Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Ferocious, number 13, he's back working again, and maybe they can make the Holy Bull, but they don't think that they're going to be able to. He had some good success last year. He was second in the Hopeful Stakes. That was a grade 1 behind Chancellor McPatrick. He was second behind East Avenue in the Breeders' Futurity. Then he was 5th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Now, gaming for Bob Baffert, number 15, at 30-1 morning line. He won the grade 1 Del Mar Futurity last year, second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and then a flat 3rd as the beaten favorite in the Los Al Futurity. He had a bullet workout on January 11th, 58 and change, and he's one that they want to take to Oaklawn Park for the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes on January 25th. And Gaming's stablemate Getaway car, and he's one that seems to have distance limitations. Gaming may have distance limitations, we'll have to find out. But Getaway car has been losing ground in the stretch in his 2-turn races. He ran okay, finishing second in the American Pharoah. Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he was even 4th. And then the Los Al Futurity, he set the pace. Journalism easily defeated him there, and he was clearly second best. Grande for trainer Todd Pletcher, he's number 17 at 50-1. Now, Todd Pletcher doesn't have many horses on the road to the Derby, so this is one of his horses, a late bloomer. Didn't begin his career till January 11th, a 1-mile race at Gulfstream Park, and he pressed a fast pace, and he won that race at 9-1 odds. So Grande, we'll have to see if he can get on the Derby trail for trainer Todd Pletcher. Gunmetal, he's number 19 at 30-1 for trainer Brad Cox, a son of Gun Runner, $410,000 purchase. He pressed the pace from an outer post, and he looked good winning his debut. And we'll see where Gunmetal goes next. He might go in the Swale Stakes at Gulfstream, or they might stretch him out and run him in the Holy Bull Stakes. They haven't decided yet. Now we'll pull up the next group of 10 horses and some of the interesting horses in this group. Now, Jonathan's Way, number 23, he won the first Derby points race, the Iroquois, and then he was 7th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, 2nd in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. It looks like he'll kick off his 3-year-old season in the Risen Star Stakes. And for Jonathan's Way, he showed the ability to have different running styles in all of his victories. He rallied from off the pace to win his career debut. He wired the field in the Iroquois, and then in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, he stalked the pace and he rallied to finish 2nd. We'll have to see how far he wants to go. Journalism, and I mentioned him to play in the last pool, and this is the son of Curlin, and they paid a lot for him, $825,000. And when they stretched him out, he broke his maiden second time out, and he looked good visually, and then he came right back in the Los Al Futurity, showed good tactical speed, and he won that race. They were originally pointing to the Robert Lewis Stakes, but he came down with a little bit of a fever, and they're going to miss that race, so they're probably going to run him in the San Felipe Stakes for his next start. Some other interesting horses in this group. Madaket Road for Bob Baffert, second time out, adding blinkers, broke his maiden at 6 furlongs after finishing 2nd in his career debut in the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes behind Bullard. So Madaket Road most likely will be stretching out to 2 turns in the near future. Patch Adams for trainer Brad Cox, another son of Into Mischief. He was the heavy favorite in his debut with blinkers, and he dueled on the lead, and he finished 3rd. That was at 6 furlongs at Keeneland. Then second time out, Churchill Downs at 7 furlongs. He was even a heavier favorite there, but they took blinkers off, and he dominated by 10 lengths. Since that race, they took him to Florida, and he has back-to-back bullet workouts, and he's going to run in the Southwest Stakes next at Oaklawn on January 25th. So that's a look at the next group, and we'll look at the final group of 10 horses now, and we'll start talking about Rodriguez, number 32 at 20-1. Romanesque, his stablemate beat him In his debut, he was 9 lengths clear of the show, and then Rodriguez dominated when they stretched out from 6.5 furlongs to 1 mile. Second time out. From the inside post, he was 1-2 in that second career start on January 4th, and he won that race by 7 lengths. Relatively fast race there, and Rodriguez is a promising runner for trainer Bob Baffert. He's a $485,000 son of Authentic. Romanesque defeated Rodriguez first time out, then he ran the San Vicente Stakes, and he finished second behind his stablemate Barnes. So Romanesque, most likely another one that's going to stretch out in distance in the near future. Interesting horse, the next one, number 36, Sovereignty, for trainer Bill Mott. This is another son of Into Mischief. Very good pedigree here. In his debut at 6 furlongs at Saratoga, just ran out of ground. He had post 10. He ended up finishing 4th. That was way too short for him. A 1-turn mile, second time out at Aqueduct. He stalked. He finished second. Clearly second best, just missed by a neck. Nice forward move from the debut to the second start, and then the third start, the Grade 3 Street Sense. Outside post as my top choice. They bet him down as the favorite, and he broke his maiden there, going last to first and winning by 5 lengths. The Sovereignty improved his speed ratings in all of his 2-year-old starts. He got back on the work tab on December 24th, and then he disappeared from the work tab for 3 weeks, and then he was able to get back on the work tab again recently. So Sovereignty back working again, and he'll probably resurface in a Derby points race sometime in February or March. He'll probably run twice before the Kentucky Derby. Tappan Street for trainer Brad Cox, another son of Into Mischief. And they paid $1 million for this one, and he won his career debut, stalking the pace and winning nicely by 1 3/4 lengths at Gulfstream Park at 7 furlongs. We'll have to see how he ends up developing on the road to the Derby. We have a first-timer in here, Varney. He hasn't run yet for trainer Bob Baffert, $775,000 son of Vekoma. And he's working well enough. He'll probably show up in a race in the near future. And then all other 3-year-olds, 5-2 price on that group. So now we are going to look at the 5 most interesting horses that, as I see it, in Pool 3. And the first one is number 17, Grande, at 50-1. So 50-1 for a Pletcher trainee. Interesting price here. Curlin is the sire. Journey Home is the dam. And then Warfront is the dam sire. And this one won his 1-mile debut at Gulfstream on January 11th. He pressed above par fractions, and he won nicely. Now the dam here, Journey Home, she won the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante and listed Christiana Stakes, and she placed in 3 other graded turf routes. The second dam for this one, Soul Search, placed in the Grade 1 Spinster and Heavenly Prize. So she's got he has a promising pedigree, and Grande at 50-1. Interesting price horse in this pool for trainer Todd Pletcher. Number 19, Gunmetal, the second one I'll mention. 30-1 morning line. Gunrunner the sire. Classy Dancer the dam. Spitestown the dam sire for trainer Brad Cox. The nice debut win at 6 furlongs. That was on December 26th at Fairgrounds. This one pressed strong fractions from an outer post. Now the dam here, Classy Dancer, placed in the Honey Rider Stakes in Stormy Blues. And they were shorter races, the Stormy Blues, a sprint race. So we'll have to see if Gunmetal can develop for trainer Brad Cox. Number 29, Patch Adams, he's 20-1. Now, of all the horses that have a lower price, I consider him to be the most interesting one. This is a son of Into Mischief. Well-Humored is the dam. Distorted Humor is the dam sire. Trainer is Brad Cox again. Now, a fast, very fast 10-length maiden win at 7 furlongs on November 30th, one of the fastest speed ratings for any 2-year-old last year. Now, the dam here, Well-Humored, she won the Wayward Last Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs. This one has fast workouts in advance of the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes on January 25th. Patch Adams could end up being a good one for trainer Brad Cox. Number 36, Sovereignty at 25-1. And this is a son of Into Mischief. Crowned is the dam, and Bernardini the dam sire. Bill Mott is the trainer, and that was a big maiden win in the Grade 3 Street Scent Stakes last November. Now the dam here, Crowned, was unraced, but the second dam, Mushka, won 3 graded races, the Demoiselle, the Glen Falls, and the Spinster. And the third and fourth dams, Sluice and Lakeway, they were also stakes winners. Very classy female family. And Sovereignty looks like he can run all day for sure. Number 37, Tappan Street will be the final one, 50-1. And for this one, Into Mischief the Sire, Virginia Key the Dam, Distorted Humor the Dam Sire. A nice solid 7-furlong debut win at Gulfstream Park on December 28th. Now the dam here, Virginia Key, placed in the Grade 2 Gazelle, and the second dam, R. Christie, won 3 stakes races, including the Grade 3 Turn Back the Alarm. Classy female family once again. So we'll have to keep an eye on Tappan Street and see how this one does on the road to the Kentucky Derby. So that is my look at Pool 3 of the Kentucky Derby Future Wager. And like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until I see you next time, good luck at the race.